All right, I am live. Let me get my comments opened and we'll get started probably in about 6 to 8 minutes. Come on in and make yourself at home. Okay, let's see. Let me get my accounts opened. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay, let me get to my chat box. There we are. I'm not sure what that is. All right, let's do this. All right, let's see if we can get our chat opened. There we go. Let's see. Welcome. All right. All. Welcome. I cannot see where I'm typing. All right, y'all. I'll be with you in just a minute. There we go. I'm trying to get my chat box opened. Oh my gosh, we're not going to show that one. Let's see. Let's try this again. See if we can type this one in here. Oops. Let me know. Did not put a. Oh, no, we want to do that. Hide that one. Okay. I think we're live. We are good to go. I'm waiting for y'all to pop in. I am a few minutes early and we'll get started here. Oh, in about probably about 5 or 6 minutes. All right. So when you come on, let me know that you're out there, and we are streaming to Facebook as well as my YouTube channel. Let me just check my Facebook page. And it's not showing that we are live. So let's see what the problem is here. Are we not live? All right, hang on. Let's see. Recording in stream. No, why are we not live on my page? Let's refresh the phone and see what's happening here. Hang on, everybody. Got to refresh the thing. Oh, there we go. It helps if you refresh your phone, right? There we go. There we go. We are live and online. And I'm assuming we're online at YouTube as well. So welcome, everybody. And we'll get started here in just a few minutes. I'm trying to get myself situated. Oh, I like my camera. You can see the back wall right here with all my eyeglasses that I get through Pair Eyewear. So if you're curious about that, I'll just chat with y'all until everybody comes on. Pair Eyewear is an online eyeglass place that you can order your frames, and then you have what's called toppers, and you can get these in all sorts of different shapes depending on the type. They've got about, I think, 10 different types of frames, and you can choose between probably 4 to 5 different colors of the frame. This is where you can send them your prescription. They will put it in your glasses for you. I just get the glasses with nothing, and then I take it to my eye doctor and have them do the lenses so that I know that it's right. And then you can buy these toppers, and there's nothing in here, as you can see. So you can get all these different colors, and I bought them and change them out, and you can also do sunglasses. So these are my purple ones, and as you can see behind me, it's very addicting. And I have all sorts of flavors. I have two different type frames. And I lost a pair of my sunglasses last year when we were out in the Caribbean on a boat. And they were mermaid scales. and I couldn't order them anymore. And then all of a sudden, this past week, they had them back in stock. And then while we were in out west in the national parks, don't ask me, I lost my other turtle link one. So I ordered, which I had lost anyways. To make a long story short, I just ordered my updated 2 sunglass tops. So it's fun because if you like your sunglasses and you like them to match your outfits, it's the perfect way to go. So if you're interested in that, leave me a comment. I will send you a link. I've got a referral code that if you spend $60, I think it is, which is really the frames are 45 and the tops run about 20, 25, depending on if it's sunglasses, then you'll basically get your tops for free. You'll get $25 off. So if it's something that you're interested in, just leave me a comment, eyewear, and then I will send you the link. And then you can go online and shop, and you can do virtual trying on the different frames and see what you like and you don't like. So it's a fun thing to do. It is a little addicting, but people are always asking. And I did it because I was tired of carrying 2 sets of glass cases. So now I just have like a little sheath, and it holds 2 flips, which we call top, or the flips or tops. So I can put my sunglasses in there and another topper if I want to. And it's flat, so it fits right in a pocket or in your purse. So it's fun. Anyways, hey, Karen, how are you? Yeah, it's a magnetic holder on the wall. Can you see how many I have? I only have like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I have 18. 18. Actually, there's 19 because there's 2 hooked together. So I have 19 plus my sunglasses. So that's 21. But it's fun. And they sell these too. They sell those. I think they're $15. But it's fun because you get to flip them off and change out. Yesterday I had on my red, white, and blue, my American ones. So, you know, my patriotic glasses. Well, what I would do is go online and see which frames you like. You can do the virtual, and then you can look at the flips. And then if you like them, just what I did was I measured because they have different sizes. So I measured my frames to see what frames were going to be closest in size for me, and they'll take returns back. But don't order them with your prescription. Just order them plain. And when you get them, I just take them to my eye doctor, and then they will adjust them and put they put my prescription lenses in it. It's a lot easier that way because I have, I can't see at a distance. I need to see up close and, in between. So it does whatever it does. So I just prefer it to go to my eye doctor and have them do it because that way they can adjust it as needed. It's just so much fun and so much easier to carry your glasses. And you save $25 by using my link. So, whatever. You can try it and see. But you can go online. I'll send you the link if you're interested. But you can virtually try the glasses on, which is kind of nice. You can actually see what they look like. And I have, these are the Ellas, and then I have the other ones, which are the Larkin, which are more squared. And those out. And that set is the black frame. And then I put the tops on top of them. So anyways, it's fun. Nothing that money can't buy, right? So anyways. All right, so we are live. I just want to make sure I am live on hey, Patty Gardner's watching. So we are live, and we're going to start. I'm going to go ahead and do my introduction spiel, and then we will get started. Excuse me. Let me cough for a minute. Pardon me. I got to get a drink of water. Whew, I have been busy since I got back. Let me tell you guys. Pardon me. I've done so much. It's unbelievable what I've gotten done in the last 3 to 4 days. I have just been very focused on getting stuff done. So I'm excited about that. But anyways, let me introduce myself. I'm Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I've been doing this for 14 years. I live in Fort Myers, Florida, and I just love crafting. I don't think I'm really a crafty person. I do a lot of casing where I copy and share, change it up a little bit. But I absolutely love doing this, and I love sharing it with others and helping those that think they can't make cards, showing them an easy way that they can. So that is me. Now, today we are going to work with 2 new stamp sets. So I'm going to flip the camera down. So give me a minute because I got to do the little hooky dookie thing. I got to flip the camera. I got to get it adjusted so I get to my table just right. So bear with me 1 second. Let me flip it so you're not reversed. I'm going to get it. And I'm going to try to get this up. I'm trying to have this up higher so that I can get the camera, because the camera is only, I can't stretch it. So I've been practicing on ways that I can get it higher to my desk. So bear with me 1 second. I'm going to pull it back and bring it down. And then I think that way we should be able to get a good tabletop view. And if I need to move it, I will. I've got a piece of vellum here. I think the light is reflecting. Let me make sure. Yeah, see the light? So I put vellum. So that's a good way just to keep stuff from reflecting. So I think we're good. Let me make sure I'm centered. Let me put my card on here. This is one of the cards we're going to be making. Okay, so I know I need to put it right there. All right, so this is what one of the cards we're going to make today. I've got two new stamp sets that we're going to be working with. And this one is called Along the Lines. Isn't this cute? I'm going to lay it down so that you can see. I've got a little bit of a glare from the light. So let me flip the light around just 1 second. I didn't do this beforehand. I probably should have. Let's see. Maybe it's this one. Hang on. I got two pieces on here. Maybe, yeah, maybe I can get rid of that one. Can y'all see that? Is that light enough for you guys, or is there a glare? I feel like there's a glare. Let me push this up a little bit. Okay. Maybe. All right. Anyways, let me know. Yeah, I do see a glare myself in the phone. So give me a second. Maybe I need to pull it down because I've got one of the lights on here and I don't know. I don't know if I can turn one off and not. I think that's good. We'll go with that. If it's a problem, let me know. Okay. So Along the Lines. And as you can see, isn't this just a cute set? I mean, you've got a shark and we got the tiger, which is what we're going to do. This is a flower, the little heart, and then the puppy dog. No cats. Sorry, Karen. Bicycle, a bird. I think it's a dove, a birthday cake. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe that's a shark. Maybe one. Oh, this is probably a dolphin, and that's probably a shark right here. Okay. So this is what we're going to make. And this is really easy. Now we are going to do some fussy cutting. And then I'm also using, and this is, I never seem to have all the words that you need, as many stamp sets that I have and those that I'm trying to sell. But the right words, this is 14 stamps in here as far as sayings. And I think it really covers a lot of things that we need. So this is what I'm using for the wording, which is I miss you already. All right, so we're going to work on this card. This is going to be the first card that we're going to make. And we are going to use our white, Whisper White pigment ink, because I'm going to stamp it in that. Now, when I did it before, it didn't come out quite as white as I wanted. So we're going to see how it goes. I brought in one of our the chalk marker that we sell. So we'll just see how that goes if I need to do that or not. Okay. Now, this is using our new Timid Tiger cardstock. And we are using some of the new designer paper for the end colors, which we're going to decorate our envelope. And then this is a retired, I think it's the cane embossing folder. I just wanted to have some texture and I thought this looked nice. So I thought I'd share that with you on that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to set this off up here at the side a little bit. If there's a problem with you being able to see or if the light is a little funky, let me know. All right. Okay, so we're going to get started. We've got our piece that we're going to use. This is a piece of the new designer paper. It's the 6x6 in colors. We're going to decorate our envelope. So I'm going to set that off to the side. We don't need that right now. And then I've already done the embossing and I've got all sorts of stuff in here. My white piece is for my sentiment. We're going to put that over here out of the way and put them over here. And I'll put the white there and the white's going to go behind the card. And now this is the piece that we're going to stamp and then we're going to fussy cut. So we're going to stamp it. And then we're going to trim around the tiger. I just like the tiger. I thought he was kind of cute. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. And I know just what y'all want to do is fussy cut, right? So I'm I am going to, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this, and then I'm going to draw a line so it looks like how I did the line, and then I cut below that, because I want to make sure that it looks like he's sitting on a shelf, okay? And then I will get the paper trimmer and cut it with the trimmer, so I don't try to do it, handed. It doesn't come out exactly straight. So, all right, I'm using our Whisper White. Now, what did I say this is? The pigment, the white pigment. This stuff is, and I juiced it up, and I did bring it, because this is kind of, this is kind of a strange, I don't use the white that often. So I'm going to give it a good push, and hopefully this works. So, all right, let's move that out of the way. Now I'm going to stamp it, and just on here, and I'm going to fussy cut it. So I'm okay with it coming down. And I'm just going to push on this, and I'm actually going to hold it for a second or two, because I want it to sit and make sure it transfers. Hey, Linda, welcome. Thank you for joining. We are working with the new Along These Lines stamp set, which I'm sure you've probably seen some stamps. I'm stamping this in our white, craft white ink, which is something I don't use that often. And I'm letting it sit for a minute. I'm going to push it down one more time. I just want to make sure that we get it on there and it comes through pretty good. So I'm just giving it some good pressure. Hopefully that works. Okay, well, that turned out pretty good. So I don't think I'm going to go back. Now, what I am going to do is this is pecan pie, in case you're wondering. All right, I am going to I'm going to turn him sideways, and I'm going to use the chalk marker, and I'm going to draw a white line so it looks like he is sitting on, like he's on a ledge, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just make it, I don't know. We'll make it like he's sitting. I'm going to line this up. Hopefully it's straight and even, because I can't see. All right, let's go right on the edge here. That's a little close. I'm going to bring it down. And this is just me. Okay, does that look straight? I hope so. All right, I'm drawing a line, because this is going to be the shelf that he's sitting on. Okay, so I'm going to draw the line there. All right, now what I'm going to do, since I have a line here, I'm just going to I'm going to bring this line over so it looks like he is like on a shelf. Now, you don't have to do this, but this is just something I want to do just to get it to go to the edge of the paper. So I'm going to do that on both sides, okay? That way it looks like he's sitting on a shelf, and I can go back and touch that up a little bit, okay? And we'll touch that up just a tad. All right, there we go. So that's our chalk marker. So I did that just to give it the effect that he's on a shelf. And then I'm going to come in with my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to trim off this one side right here. I'm going to trim right below that line, because we want it to look like he's got, on a shelf. And then I'm going to fussy cut the top part. So I want it just below, because I don't want to trim off my white line, right? So I'm going to just cut it like that. And there we go. Now I have an extra piece for whatever. All right, so now we're going to fussy cut the tiger. So and you don't need to, but I just thought it looked kind of cute. I just thought it looked different. We got to be different. So I'm going to come in right above the line, the white line, because I do want that white line to show, because it looks like he's on the shelf. And then I'm just going to come around and just fussy cut around his body. Now, there are some, you see, because it's called Along These Lines, right? So everything is everything is like little curly loop-de-doop lines. If you notice, if you look at the stamp set, hang on, let me show you. See how everything it curls, it loops around. See, that's why it's called Along These Lines. I think whoever designed this was pretty smart. So I'm just going to come around the white. I'm trying to leave some of the Timid Tiger cardstock so it's not right against the white. So it's going to take me a minute just to trim around his head, and hopefully the ink should be dry by now. And just try to do it where it doesn't look too weirded out, you know what I mean? So just bear with me, and I'm just going to come in and just kind of do a little bit to give it those waves, so we kind of get that effect from the cutting part. And then I'm just going to come around and then just cut right down here. Just cut that off, okay? So there we go. There's our timid tiger. Put that over there. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to take my pecan pie and we're going to fold this in half. We're going to 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. We'll put him off to the side for just a second, and we're going to give this a good burnish. All right. And then I'm going to add a piece of white. Now, I left the white on here. I left it plain. And I was debating if I should have put something around the top of him, but I wanted him to sit up. So I kind of left it that way. All right. So before I attach that, I've done the embossing piece right here. So I'm going to lay that and this piece, and you can cut it to whatever size you want. This is 4 by, it should be 3. Yeah, 3 by 4. And again, this is I think it's called the cane weave. It's a retired embossing folder. So I'm going to attach that there. And then what I'm going to do, once I get this attached, I'm going to pop him up on dimensional so he'll stand up some. All right. So let's go ahead and add our adhesive. And this is it's a quick and easy card. Hang on a minute. I did check to make sure my glues were working. I got my shell point classes tomorrow through our academy, and I was going through making sure all my little glue bottles are filled up with glue. And I made sure those were working for tonight as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and place this right here at the bottom of my 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white. All right, so we got him there. And again, it's a pretty easy card. All right, so now I'm just going to attach him. Now you can see how I made his shelf a little bit shorter, smaller than the other one, but that's going to be fine. I'm going to pop him up, but I'm not going to bring him down. I'm going to put him probably a little bit higher. So I'm going to pop him up on dimensionals, and we're just going to place him on here. And I think this is fun. You know me, I like all this stuff. Okay, we'll put one. Oh, let's go. Let's do one more. Why not? It's just dimensionals. You can never have enough, right? Okay, so let's if I can get it up. All right, so let's pop these little guys off and put them in the trash can. All righty. How's everything, Patty? All right, so I just thought this was a cute set. And I just placed an order today for another set. So I should have that in a week. They're doing pretty good on their shipping. I got my stuff within a week. All right, so I'm going to just overlap just a little bit here, and I'm going to put my little tiger down. All right, so that's where we're going to put him. So that still gives it. Now you could put something up here if you want to decorate that. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to leave it plain. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this to my card base. And then we'll go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And we'll get that put on here, and then we'll move on. We probably won't take 45 minutes, if that. Be another early evening, you guys. Okay, so there's my card. All right, and now we're going to, I'm going to add my piece to the inside, and we'll do that here. I'm going to glue this down. This is a part of that paper. So we're going to trim the envelope, and then I cut a piece off so I could decorate the inside of the envelope. So you know how that goes. I mean, the card, we got to do that, right? So you got little scraps laying around. You might as well use them. So we're just going to put this. It's probably like not even a half. Yeah, it's a little crooked, but that's all right. It's probably 3/8 of an inch of that. All right, so we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to do a little bit of decorating on the inside. And let's, how did I do that? Oh, I put the little hearts on there. So let's do that. Let's put there's hearts, this little heart. So we're going to add that. Now you could have, if you wanted to, you could always, I could have stamped the heart like next to the lion, and then I could have trimmed that out as well. So that's just another idea. And I actually, just to let you know, I cased this from the catalog. This is exactly what Stampin' Up has done. And I'm putting the little hearts here. I'm putting 2 of them, and I'm going to try to connect them. There we go. Not too bad. All right. So we got our hearts on the inside, and then we can write our message. Let me move that out of the way. And then we're going to decorate the front of the card. Let's go ahead and put this on the inside since we've got this finished. All right. Okay. All right, so we're going to add this right on the inside. I've got all my birthday cards done. Well, I've got them all made. I haven't addressed them yet for June. If you got my newsletter, if you're not on my newsletter, let me know. Just put a newsletter in the comments and I'll send you a link. And if you're not on my birthday list, just leave a comment, say birthday, and I'll send you a link, or I'll send you, or email me, whichever way, or text me, and we'll get you on the birthday list so you can get a birthday card from me. How's that? Okay, so this is a scrap I'm using I Miss You Already, and this is from that stamp set, The Right Words. I'm going to stamp this on, I'm going to stamp this in pecan pie, and then I'm going to trim it down, and then we're going to put some twine behind it, okay? So we're going to add a little bit of brown to our cards. So not everything is so orangey. All right, so let's stamp that. I'm going to leave a little bit on the side. I got to stick my head in here so I can see where I'm stamping. Woo, there we go. That's not too bad, is it? All right, so let's get this guy out of the way. All right, so now we'll clean him up in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and, how do I want to do this? Do I want to, I think that's, maybe I should trim this. What do y'all think? I think I should trim it. So give me a second. Let's trim it down. I didn't get it to the width that I wanted, so that's okay. I'm going to trim this first. So let's cut this down. And then I'm just going to trim. I have this thing about having too much white showing. So I'm just going to lay it in the track. It's probably going to cut like 1/8 of an inch off. And I'm going to hold it down really hard so it doesn't move my paper. And I think that looks better. Let's see. Maybe we can do a little bit on the top. I just don't like to have a lot of white paper showing. I don't know. That's me. So I'm just going to do that, and we'll do it one more time. Hopefully that's not going to mess up my words. Oh, I think that's good. All right. So let's put these guys in the trash. And now I'm going to put some seal behind this, and we're going to add some twine. So let me put a little bit of seal. Sometimes it's easier when we do that, so that we can get our threads to attach it. So let's do, I'm gonna cut that and we'll just adjust it. And I've told you all this before. I'm not good at this, but we're just gonna I'm just gonna kind of let the ribbon do what it wants to do, right? Because it's kind of curling itself. So we'll make it a little bit skinnier, and then we'll come down here, and then maybe we'll come, let's see, do we want it? Oh, he's not sticking. Hold on, got to get him to stick. And let's see what that looks like. It's not too bad. Why don't we come up a little, have another one? No, let's do one. See, I have to make decisions. It's hard. And then let's have him come over. Let's see, we'll trim that up. Let's go like that. I'm going to cut him there. All right, we're going to put some dimensionals on this, and we're going to pop him up on the front of the card. So, and I'm going to cover a couple of those threads up with the dimensional. Even though it's stuck with the seal, I'm just going to put a little bit there just to give it another extra, just a little safety. Not that it's going to probably fall off, but you never know. All right, so we will take these off, and let me trying to get over to my trash can. I should have moved it closer. And we got one more. And then we'll do our envelope, and then we're going to move on to our next card. And this is really easy, though. I really like this. Let me, okay, hang on. I got my little thread out. He's not cooperating. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to put him right there. And that's kind of hey, look, it looks like the wiggly line, so it kind of goes with it, right? So there we go. And I didn't bring any embellishments to put on there, but all right, so there's our card. All right, so there's that, and then we decorated the inside. Now let's do our envelope. I cut mine at 2 1/4. Usually it's, I really do about 2 3/8 because I hate to waste, and that's just enough that it's going to go over my envelope. So I use the seal. It's much easier. I only need to put it on the front flap and the sides and then the back. So I don't need to worry about the inside. And this way we know it's going to hold. All right. So I don't have to worry about. And then this is the outside, the back side of the paper, which is leaves. And then I'm going to go with stripes. So this is the 6 inches. And then I cut it at like 2 3/8. So I'm buttoning it right up to the fold line of your envelope. I'm gonna get it right there, and then I'm gonna push down. And then we're just gonna take our paper snips and go around and do our cutting. Trim off the excess. Don't trim your envelope flap. Just cut the excess card designer paper off. There we go. And, you know, if you have a little bit of edges, it's not that big of a deal. I wouldn't worry about it, I don't think. Now, this piece right here is a little, for me, I think that's a little much, so I'm just going to come around. I didn't get as close to the flap as I should have. All right, so now we have our flap. And there you go. There is our beautiful little tiger along the lines. Isn't that cute? I think that's just precious. Let me bring this down. Hopefully it's in the camera. All right, I think that works. Okay, so there's our first card. What do you think about that? Pretty good, huh? Oh, my birthday's in June. It is. First day of summer. I'll be 67. Oh my gosh, you know, where does time go? Do you ever think about that? Like, oh my gosh, how did I make it here? Okay, so we are going to now move on to the next card. Let me leave this one out because we want to see that in our, I'll put him over here. All right, hang on. Let me move this out of the way. I'll swap spots with the other card. Hang on 1 minute. Now we're going to do the sailboat because, you know, I love the beach and water and sailing and all that fun stuff. So we are going to work with that. I want to show you what comes in the suite. So before I show you the card. All right. So, and this one is the sunrise sailing. Now this set, when you buy the bundle, I think this is part of the bundle if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, all right. So here's the stamp set. It's a photopolymer. All right. Now I am using, just to let you know, I am using the stylus shape dies, the circle, and I'll show you when you see the card. So I am using those. All right. So I'm gonna throw that over there. All right. So the sunrise sailing is a beautiful set. 12 photopolymer. You've got the sailboat. You've got 6 sentiments. You have the sailboat. You have the actual outlines right here. You have water outlines here and here. And then this is one stamp. And I'll go over when I'm not going to stamp today, but I'll tell you what to do if you purchase this and how to line up the sails. Okay. And then, wait, you got 5, 6 sentiments, and it's photopolymer. Okay. Now, when you're using the stamp to stamp the sails, you want to line up these edges. I'm just going to let you know that now. Line up this edge of your of the stamp itself right on the sail line. And I'll show you, we're going to cut this. We'll cut this out. You would put it right on that line, and that way it lines them up on this sail and this sail here. Okay. Now, so included in that set is 10 dies. You've got water, you have clouds, you have birds, and you have different sails depending on the size of the boat. So here does the outline. Here does a smaller boat, and then this is a little bit larger one. Okay. Now, this right here, it also comes with an embossing folder, which is a hybrid. And you've seen our hybrid folders before where they not only emboss, but they also cut. So this is the embossing folder. So when you emboss, then you'll see, we did one of these, I think last week, if I'm not mistaken, right? The sailboat. So it embosses the clouds and all of this stuff onto your paper. Now, so let me open this. So here is the right side, or the left side is the raised, I'm sorry, this is the indented side. So if you want to cut, you're going to lay this in that, and it's going to fit right in there. It's going to fall right in that little slot where it's around the boat sail. And then you're going to put your paper. I would recommend you put your paper on top and then fold this over. And then once you fold it over and run it through the machine, it's going to cut this out. And then you're also going to have whatever size paper you put in there will be embossed with the clouds and some of the water. Now, you can use that for something else because you can always fill in the hole, right? We're going to do this, and then I'll show you the card in just a minute. So I've already done this. I've already cut this out. All right, so this is a really great set. I love these embossing hybrids because you can cut and emboss at the same time, and it makes things so much easier, right? Okay, so let me put him back in here so he doesn't get lost. All right, let me show you the card that we're going to make, and I'm going to put this right here. Let me, what did I do with my, hang on a minute, I'm going to clean, hold on. I got to clean, let me clean my stamps real quick. What I just used. I apologize. Squeaky, squeaky. All right, let's just get those. I don't like to let the ink set too long, but if I do, I just use my spray, my Stampin' Mist, and I'll spray it, and then that loosens it up and takes it off. So, okay. All right, so we're working with Summer Splash, and this is what the card looks like. And I'm using our cloud cover for the top base right here. And then this is a piece of the in color, that 6x6 in color paper. And I just used the, I've got a 3-inch punch that we, no, it's not 3 inches. I'm sorry. It's 2 3/4, I think. I use that. It's retired, but I keep my circle punches. So I've used that. And then I took a piece of Pretty Peacock and I cut that. And then what I did is after I cut out this image here, right? This is all one piece, and I'll show you. Let me show you right here. So this is what, and I didn't do anything on the inside. So this is what we're going to be making. Isn't that cute? Okay. Now I could have done some sponging back in here or blending. I chose not to do that. All right. So I'm going to put the card right here. Now let me show you all the cut pieces. So we've got our white piece for the inside. We're going to put that over there. Now here is my circle. Now, when I cut this, I wasn't too concerned because this is going to get cut off anyways. But if you notice, okay, so when I cut out my boat, okay, then I put this in to get the water. And what I did was I placed it over, let me show you on the embossing folder. Where is it? Right here. In the embossing folder. And I did that purposefully. So this piece right here, you can see that it's raised. All right. So I lined up my piece of paper, and this is measured at 3 3/4 by 2 inches. And I lined it up just enough that it would imprint the boat. That way, when I put my card together, this is going to line right there, and I'll know exactly how it's going to go. And I measured how much I wanted to have before, so I cut the right size. So I wanted that a little bit to the left, but not quite centered. So that's how I did my embossing of the water along with the boat. So that will help me line up my boat when I go to adhere it to the card. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, I'm going to put the card right here so you can see it. And we're using Summer Splash. And I've got a cloud cover, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And then Summer Splash is 8.5 by 5 1/2. And we've scored it at 4 1/4. I'm going to go ahead and burnish this with my bone folder. I'm not sure why I had a piece of that in here. I had a piece of Timid Tiger. I'm not sure why that's over there. Anyways, all right. And then this is going to go on here. But the first thing, because you know me, I like to do my stuff first before I start attaching everybody, right? So before I do anything with my card base, I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'm going to build my base. Now, since this is 4 by 5 1/4, I cut this down to 3 3/4. I'm sorry. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This is 3 3/4 by 5. So it's just going to leave a small border. Okay. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my circle. Now I'm going to also determine my, let me get in the camera so you can see. I'm going to determine where I put my circle, and how much of my water is going to be in the, is going to take up. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to line this up here, and then I'm going to glue this down. I made this a little short, didn't I? Well, what was I thinking? I wasn't. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trim this down just a little bit because for whatever reason, I didn't cut this. I don't want the white showing. It would probably be okay, but I would rather not do that. So I'm going to fix that. Oh, you know what? Hang on. I might have already fixed it. Let me see which one. No, this is the smaller one. Okay. All right. Let me measure what I did here again. And I'm going to, as far as my width, I've got this at 3 3/4. So this must be, yeah, it's off just a little bit. So I'm going to cut this down to 3 3/4. All right. There we go. Just had to cut a little smidgy off. That should take care of that. We don't want to have any white showing through. All right, so I'm going to lay this here and determine where I'm going to put my boat, okay? So I'll glue it down in just a minute. Now, I got to figure out my circle. So I want to place my circle, and I'm going to move it over because I'm going to trim that off because I'm going to have room to do my birds, and the boat's going to cover up most of that. So I'm going to put this like over here. So I'm going to bring my circle over some and come down a little bit because I'm going to trim that. And then my punch is going to be right here. So it's going to look like we're passing because I got to trim that off. So let's see. I'm going to move this up just a tad. I'm just adjusting my circle. This is whatever you want to do. It's nothing, you know, it's not earth shattering by any means, but I think I'm gonna do it like that. He's already passing by, which will be fine because I've got it right down here in the slot. So I'm gonna glue this down. So the first thing I'm gonna do though is glue this guy down. So I know that I need to have that. Let me put my little paper. Let me put this right here. So I know that's where it goes. And then I'm just going to have that little piece hanging over the edge, and then I'll trim that off. This is the back side of that paper. It's got flowers on it. Isn't that pretty? And this is the cloud cover, the one that the ink doesn't cooperate. But I got an inker, and I'm going to use a Stampin' Spot and see how that works. And we'll go from there. All right, so I'm going to lay this on here just a little bit over the edge, and then I'll trim that off here in just a second because I don't want that to show that I've got like, there we go. All right, so let's make sure that sticks. Now I'm just going to trim this off. And this is just another way that you can add something different to your card. You know, instead of a full circle, you can make it a half circle or whatever. All right, so I've cut that off. Now I'm going to go ahead and attach this piece right there. So I'll go ahead and add my adhesive. Pardon me. And then, let me see, I've got the back side here. And you can see the indentation where the boat goes right there. We'll put a little extra on here because it's embossed. And then we're going to lay this down. And this is going to go side to side. So we're going to place that right about there. All right, there's that. Okay. And then we're going to pop this guy up on dimensionals. So he's going to be going over. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead. Well, no, let me go ahead and put him down. So let's get our dimensionals. And then I've got some mini dimensionals. We're going to use those as well. Pardon me. All right, so I'm going to put the little mini ones. I got 3. I'm going to put on the hull of the boat. So that's right here. So I'm going to put, I'll probably put 4. I'm going to put, now we just probably need 3. We'll put 3 there of the small ones, right? Because we don't want them to show. And then here, we're just going to set, we'll put 1 here, and we'll put 1 there. And then we'll just do 1 up here, which will be fine. Okay, so we'll move those out of the way. All right, and then I'm going to pop this down. So let's go ahead and push our fingernails down in it. pop these little suckers off. And isn't this a cute set? I mean, it's got so much potential. So we haven't even stamped the. I know the the embossing folders are amazing, aren't they? Whoever came up with that idea was a genius. So we'll probably use this set again because I'll do some where we're going to stamp the boat, which I think we did last week. It's been so long ago, I can't remember. All right. So if you see, there is the impression of my boat. So that's where I'm going to place this guy right here, right over top of that. And I'm going to pop him down right there. So he's kind of passing the moon, whatever that is. All right. Now we're going to come in and I'm going to stamp the birds. So let me do those. I'm going to do those in basic gray. So let me get my ink pad opened and we're just going to stamp a couple little birdies. Let me take this one off because I don't want to get confused here. I have to be able to see my bird. All right. So the birds are flying. And I'm just going to put a few. I'm going to put one. Let me get over here. All right. So we're going to put one right about here. All right. And then we're going to come back and let's do one here. And we're going to do one right near. There we go. And they're flying. We don't know which way they're going. They could be coming or going, right? Okay. Set that off to the side. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and attach this to our cloud cover. So we can go ahead and add that. And again, that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then we'll stamp our sentiment. Excuse me. And I got a little bit here. I think that's fine. I'm not going to worry about cutting that off. I don't think you're going to notice it. So we'll add our adhesive. And we'll place that right here. And again, this is going to give us a slight, should be like 1/8 of an inch, supposedly, border. Depends on how you glue it down. All right. And then that we're going to lay down on here. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll finish it up with our sentiment. Go ahead and put some glue on this. All right. All right. So we're going to place that right there. All right. Okay, now we're going to stamp our sentiment. And I've got a little piece of basic white, and it's going to be best wishes. So this will be a birthday card. I always need mail cards. So this would probably be a good one for a male. It'd be a masculine card, right? So we're going to put that right about here, hopefully. And then I'm going to cut some tails. Perfect. Oh, looks like I know what I'm doing, doesn't it? Look out, girls. Excuse me. Pardon me again. All right, so we're going to cut some tails in here. I'm just going to snip up the center. And then I just snip up the center and then go from corner to corner. Now, if you've got a square punch, you can do the same thing with your square. And then I'm going to trim this because that's a little too long. So let's cut that down. And then I'll go ahead and add a little tail here. Probably cut a little too much off, but that's all right. No one's going to know. And then we'll pull that off. Put that in the trash can as well. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add some little bit of twine. So let's put our seal on here, and we're going to do some more wrapping. And it's kind of curly, so we're going to let it do its thing. Whoopsie. Pardon me. All right, so let's get this in here. All right, my best wishes. Let me get it going that way. See how the seal sticks to you? All right, so let's just let it do its thing. I'm just going to let it wrap it around, where it falls. And then I'm going to practice on this because I know that some people are able to wrap it around their fingers and do all that fancy stuff. I haven't figured that one out yet. I mean, I've done it. Actually, I could probably try that. Let's see what this looks like. Looks like a snake, doesn't it? I don't know if I like that. Let's see. Whoopsie. That kind of looks like a snake. Let's change it up. Let's change it up. I'm going to do around my 2 fingers and I'm going to pull it and see if we can get something to go this way. So we're just going to make this a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to lay it on here. Let's see if we can get something like that to work. Let's see. I'm just going to I'm going to play with it. I'm just going to let it roll. We'll put him down here. Let's put this one up there and put it like that. Oh, that's a little too big. Hang on. All right. So if y'all have pointers on doing this, you need to share those with me. Let's get another little loop down. There we go. Some people are really good at doing these loop-de-doopy things. I haven't conquered that yet. But that's fine. You know me. I'm not going to worry about it. We'll just move him over a little bit. And this guy has to be cut because he is looking pretty pitiful. So we got to trim that guy off right there. Okay. All right. I think that's good. We're going to go with that. We're going to roll with that one. Except for I don't like the circle. Let's move him in a little bit. Try to make him look a little bit more oval. Well, you know what? It is what it is. Let's just go with it. Let's open him up. Okay, we're going to put some dimensionals on here. Let's do that. We're going to do white dimensionals. We'll put one over that guy because he keeps wanting to move. And then one there. And then we're going to put a third one right here. All right. Okay. And now we'll tear off our backings. Stick it on our card. And we're going to place that. Whoops, hang on a minute. I have a rogue dimensional who is trying to show himself. We don't want that, so I'm just going to move him back a little bit. There we go. See what I mean? They are sticky tonight. Oh, my goodness. Okay, there we go. That's better. All right, we're just going to loop-de-doopy this thing right there. I'm going to twist him around. There we go. All right, so there's that. Okay, and now we have the inside of our card. So let's see what we can do. We could stamp the water thing on the inside. Why don't we do that? We've got this water thing right here. And I'm going to do it in gray because that's the only stamp. And I didn't bring it. You know what? Hang on a minute. Can I get this? No, I don't have I didn't bring a block. So forget that. We're just going to put it in there blank. And then we can put some birds on it. Let's do that. We'll put a couple of birds. Hey, Kevin, how are you? All right. So let's see. We'll put a couple of birds on the inside. If I had brought another block, I would have. Let's just put a bird there. And then we'll just put one right here. That way. It kind of carries the theme over. All righty. So we're going to plop that in here and then we are done. And I'll bring out the other cards so that you can see those. And get the glue on there as always. All right. So we're going to place that right there. Okay. All right, so there is our sunrise sailing. Isn't that a cute card using that bundle? And the embossing folder, the hybrid folder is a must-have. And then let's go back to along the lines and look what we did with our timid tiger here. And I fussy cut the top of his head, placed him up on dimensionals, and then we stamped that, and then I decorated the inside. So there are our 2 cards for this evening. I hope y'all have enjoyed this. Okie doke. So if you have any questions or need anything, let me know. If you would like to join my birthday club and you want to get a birthday card during the month of your birthday, then send me or leave me a comment that says birthday, or email me or text me with your month and date of birth. And obviously, I'll need your mailing address. So you may want to email me your mailing address. And if I can help you with anything, please let me know. You can find all of these materials in my online store. The links are below the video. And I think that's it for now. Friday is going to be Technique Fundamental Friday. So I will see you back here at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for Fundamental Friday, where I will do a new technique of some form or fashion. So, all right, everyone. Pardon me. Thank you for joining me. Oh, I lost my voice. I'm choking. You know me, leave it to dawn, right? Okay. Thank you guys. I greatly appreciate it. If I can help you with anything, reach out. Don't forget, we do have a join offer that runs through the end of this month. And if you're on my newsletter, I did put information in that as well. If you'd like to get information, leave me a comment that says join, and I'll send you information on that as well. All right, everybody. Thank you again for watching. Have a great Tuesday evening, and I will see you Friday, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for Fundamental Friday. All right, everyone. Thanks again. See you soon.